down there and sell 30,000 books in a day. I mean, it was bigger than Oprah. And I showed up one day with a question mark suit, and they said, But I made a hard decision to do this. So I went out and bought a suit for the show and things like that, and then gave it up. And they wouldn't have me on, and this was me, and I couldn't take that. And you get information from friends or help or advice. Everyone say, hey, well, you know, it's their show, and they want you to dress code, and then, you know, to be respectful for them. You can find ways to, you know, justify it. We're smart enough to do that. But boy, it was hard, particularly money wise too. Very difficult, but boy, when I did and didn't do it, it really made me great. I found stuff I never even knew was there. See, everybody's looking for, you know, like in a bad relationship. Well, he only beats me on the weekend, you know, not so bad. And I don't have an option right now. And the same way with jobs. Oh, you know, it's not so bad. Not bad. Why move? You know, whatever. Well, you can't find that option when you're in jail. It's just not coming to you. And you're waiting for a perfect thing. You don't even know what perfect is. You know, perfect is after you fall on your ass a bunch of times, going after what you think is perfect. And then you start with that, oh, not that, and that. Like every business I started with that was successful, it started with a different kind of idea that wound up as. But when you get out there and you see, it's sort of like, I see it's like artwork. I mean, Picasso, I'm not an artist at all, I could. That, you know, you put some paint on the canvas, and you have an idea what to do, but as soon as you put paint on a canvas, and like doing something that you want to do in life, a new job or career, whatever, that turns your mind onto something else. And then so I see all of life as you're an artist painting your own life, and you don't know the end. But we're trained to want to know the end before we even take a brush stroke to it. And no, you just, to me, you just have to follow your heart. The only thing you know for certain is what you're doing now is wrong. And that's all you have to know. You don't have to know anything else because you don't know that answer. You just have to know this is wrong and take your first step away from there, because that will then...
Right. And it doesn't even need to be a huge step. No. Sometimes it's little steps. Like I remember one time when I was unsure of what I wanted to do. I was doing okay, but I wasn't really fulfilled or happy. And my work was okay. Yeah. But, you know, like many people, oh, it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not great.
Right.
And so this time, and this was probably well over, probably a couple decades ago now. And I thought, well, you know what? Computer programming. There's always jobs for computer programmers. There's lots of stuff. I can travel and be anywhere I want. Sounds interesting. And so I went on to Coursera.org.
Oh, I know it.
It's still out there. And so I just thought, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to take a computer programming course. And I took that course, and I realized very quickly computer programming was not for me at all. I finished it and I learned things because after that I had some websites, and so I was able to design and do some stuff myself. They're not as easy to do, you know, now as it was back then. So I was still glad that I took it. I got knowledge from it. I just took that one course and realized that is not something I want to do. And I think sometimes it's important to just try things and decide, because when we can eliminate, then I never thought about it again, because if I didn't, it would always be there in a little bit. Should I have done it? Could I do it? Would I like it? And now I just, once I was done, out of mind, yep, not for me. Let's focus on something different or try something different. And especially as time is changing now, like there are jobs and things going on that weren't available 10 years ago. And there's some things now that in 10 years aren't going to be around.
Right.
And so we need to constantly be learning and trying new things as well. It just, even as hobbies, it doesn't mean that they have to turn into jobs or side hustles or anything else, but it's always good to try and learn new
definitely,
things.
as long as you go away, because see, then that would put some interesting, you know, machinery going on in your mind that you could dispose with now, that you don't have to worry about that being in there to get closer to what it should be. Yeah, and that's, And I think that's what love is. I mean, after my third marriage, I realized I grew up, men didn't work on relationships. That was just something. If you didn't have a date for Saturday, by Friday, you worry about it. But after I started a lot of businesses that failed and marriages failed, I didn't realize that uh, a relationship takes as much work as a business. It just doesn't happen
It
by
does.
itself. And that was, but also in relationship, I see, to me, in particular love, I see what love is. And I never grew up like this. Well, of course, we never said the word in my house. I mean, we're all nice people and everything. But love, I think, is helping someone else do whatever they want to do. And that's your job if you love them. It's not telling them what to do. If they want your opinion, fine, but doesn't matter. Your obligation is to say, what do you want to do in your life? And try to figure out how you could help them do whatever the fuck that is. You have no
Yeah.
right to
Help
say
support them along the way.
Exactly, because that's what we all need. It's, I see it so many times and heard it from me. You say you want to do something, they say, "Well, that's crazy." Yeah, I just thought of it. I thought it was crazy too. But no, I've been thinking about that for freaking weeks, years, months. To think somebody gets away. Yeah, I'm going to jump off a cliff. And, people worry about their life all the time. And then with one sentence, we're going to give a guillotine answer. It's just so stupid.
And I think though too, is we often worry about things that never happen.
Right.
Or, we go through our head and we're like, okay, well, if I start this business, let's just say, then what if? And we think of all these negative things of the what if bad.
Right.
We don't go and think about the what if good, positive things. And most times, whatever happens, if something negative happens, and I've had it in situations where it's like, oh God, I thought of 100 things, but I didn't think of that one. If something happens, it's never what we think about.
Exactly.
And so we have to just deal with it. So instead of, the way that I think is, instead of thinking about all the negative, focus on the positive, and then whatever happens, happens. And if you decide in the future that maybe it was the wrong decision or a bad decision, you can always
divorce.
Then kind of pivot, change, open a new door.
Exactly.
Like it was the decision that you made was the right decision for the moment, because who knows what would have happened if you would have made that other decision. Part of it could have been timing. It could have turned out even worse than the decision that you made. Like, we'll never know. So we just have to just not even think about it and be, this is my decision. And what happens, I will deal with it as it comes and just move forward.
And what always, people would say, well, why are you leaving the security? Aren't you afraid? I'm more afraid of being here for the next year or 2 or 10 years. That is scary.
And what is security? Because if we think about it even to an extreme level, we've all heard of and know of super famous people, whether they were athletes, movie stars, big CEOs or whatever of companies, making millions and millions of dollars per year. They end up addicted to drugs or alcohol, suicidal, have committed suicide, accidentally overdosed. So it's like, or you're so secure with a job or career that we don't like, that doesn't make us happy for money, but we know money doesn't make us happy. So we're better off making less money to be happier than make more and not.
Well, that's what I see about love. Because in capitalist society, we don't dwell on that as much, and the giving part is, to me, the secret is giving is so selfish because it feels so good. There's no. And that's right, like work. Well, we don't want to work hard. We just want to work enough to get paid. Or same in relationships. We don't want to work We don't want to love hard. We just want, but the joy in life is giving as hard as much as you can. It's not about, playing basketball against a 5-year-old so you win all the time.
Right.
It's stupid. You're not growing as,
Yeah.
as an organic thing or loving. You pick up a puppy. Why? Because you want to pour your heart into it. So relationships like that, is, they didn't give me enough. Nah, you just got to shovel it out into somebody and hope for the best. And that's the joy, though, is shoveling hard and pouring out.
Right.
Not just to be fair.
Right. Well, and they've even done some studies of, what would you rather have? Would you rather have $100 for yourself or give $100 away? And through all these studies, and there's been various amounts and things, or do you keep it for yourself or buy somebody a coffee or like all of these things? And everybody who's done something for somebody else has been way happier and for a longer period of time. When they have money, they buy themselves or whatever. So I think one was buy yourself a Starbucks or buy somebody else a Starbucks. People who bought this other person a coffee felt a lot happier, more fulfilled, and for a longer period of time than somebody who just got the free coffee for themselves.
Well, my current business now too, I sold a lot of reference books and things like that. When people stopped buying books, I still want to do the work and educate people about these programs because so they could live more like we're talking. That's what I see it as, to get people out of jail. I used to, the work I do now, and what I learned about it was working as a consultant to Fortune 500 companies, getting them money and information to get in businesses and do all this stuff. And it shocked me about all the money and help that's available to anybody, not only Fortune 500 companies, in government offices. And, I lost my train of thought. This is what happens at 81.
Well, that's okay, because with that, so for people who, it's good that want to get out of jail, they want to get out of this feeling stuck in places and maybe start their own businesses and things, how do they go about finding grants
let me
and
give you a
loans
little,
and things
do
that?
you have enough in the United States? Because my stuff is about the United States.
Yeah.
Can you go online? I show you some places. Get another tab.
Like to do a screen share?
Well, I don't care if you do a screen share. I like to see your face when you see them. But if you can do a screen share, that'd be great.
I see.
If you do another tab, can you open up a tab?
Yeah, I can do that. Okay. I got one open now.
Oh, you're in Canada though. God damn.
But I can pull up US sites.
Oh, okay. Let's try Find FIND Help HELP.
Okay.
.org. Sorry, you probably put .com, didn't you?
I did, but that's okay.
See,
That's an easy
the
fix.
government, our society, and I'm sure yours is too, is in two portions. One is capitalism, that where you need money to get things. The other is the community. And the community is there to give people money and help for problems and improve their life. And in our society, it's about 40, 60 part capitalism, 40 part community that helps people. What I try to do is teach people about the helping side, because they don't advertise. Nobody knows they're there. Nobody's, particularly in the United States. And everybody goes to Google to find everything. You can't find these in Google because they don't advertise there. Did you get in that website?
Yeah, I'm there now. It's asking for a zip code.
Okay, you want to put in mine or anyone you want?
Sure.
20009.
Okay, 3,636 programs.
See, that there is 3,000 programs, 3,000 plus programs for you as a safety net when you want to do something different. See, this is for any aspect of life. I mean, you can't pay rent, okay? You're worried about that when you're trying to do your new thing. Go up and put rent in that search on the left-hand side top.
Okay. Oh, it wants to verify me, so we'll just take
I
it a
see,
second,
okay.
making sure I'm human.
All right.
Needs to verify again. I guess it
Oh,
didn't
really?
like my first
Oh, you're
verification. Yeah.
Canadian. There's a little.
Oh, there we go.
That's the
Now
tariffs.
Yeah. Ought to do it twice now.
Okay. So did you get a listing at all?
Yeah, mortgage rent assistance for hospitalized children, information referral, insurance navigation.
How many,
There's
does it show you how many
several.
items you have there? Did you put in a
Um,
keyword rent when you did this?
I did. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
79.
that's about what, right.
Um,
79
yeah,
sources.
79 options showing.
So
Yeah.
that means you have 79 sources if you're trying to do your thing and don't have money that will help you pay rent. That's what they're there for.
And this one site has, for
And-
everybody who's listening,
Yeah.
everything: food, housing,
Right.
goods,
Anything you
transit,
need.
health, money,
Anything.
care, education,
Mhm.
work, legal. Those
Right.
are the ones across
Legal
the
help,
top.
and
So there's
everything in there will
many.
give you money or free services. Like go back and you want to get a new career or change, you go back up into that keyword again, but I think you have to back up a sheet so you don't, you start a new search.
Right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and put in job training.
Job training, 358 options available.
So there's 358 organizations that are free, they're nonprofit or government offices that will give you free job training. Even sources that pay your living expenses while you do that to get out of it. So even if you're in a low paying job, just to get something new, and they're usually jobs that they're training for the jobs in need. They don't train much, they don't spend money on jobs that aren't available kind of thing. So these are
Right.
jobs and but 300 organizations. See, you go to Google to do something like that, you put job training, you'll get 200 million websites, and everybody will want money from you to do that. Each one of these are
Right.
free. So it's the same, you can't pay utilities, you go in there and you find utilities. See, this is what I see this as, is for people, Google stops you from doing things because you're gonna go there and let's say you wanna start your business, okay? You go start a business and again, you'll get 200 million websites and they'll all want money from you. But let's do another tab. I'm gonna show you another one because this is good.
Okay.
It's sba.gov, G-O-V, and then / local dash assistance. A place to put in a zip code. Go down a little bit if you don't see it.
Okay. Search. Yep. Zip code.
Okay, good.
Use the same one.
Yes, 20009.
And yeah. So a search with that. And I have a number of results
I think it should be about 20 or something.
for small business center. Yeah, there's how many is here? 22.
22. So
SBA
there's
Resource
22,
Partners.
these 22 organizations are all paid for. You never have to pay any money to use them. What they're there for is for you to start your business, your idea, your nonprofit, your invention, your freelance effort, whatever, and try to find all the help that you need, whether it's money. A lot of them do have money to help you start your business, but those that don't, and because there's no one program. I mean, every city and county and state has money for people to start or expand any kind of business. And because that creates jobs. So that's why if you
Right.
want to start a nonprofit, you want to start your own business, to me, you go to Google, you're gonna get somebody who's gonna charge you a lot of money to help you think through that. Here, you make an appointment with them, they're free. And to me, the best way to do it is to make an appointment with 2 or 3 of them to get different ideas. Everybody has different kinds of ideas and whatever to do. And you tell them about it. They'll help you get legal help for free. If you're in debt, they'll help you get out of debt for free. Anything you need to grow a business, that's their job. And they'll never charge you a penny. See, and that frustrates me. I've been talking about this for 50 years, and so people don't know about it. So it proves how shitty of a job I do.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are aware, but like as you said, though, in part, the Google search is not showing those things to come up,
Exactly,
and
right.
sometimes people may think the old saying, "If it's too good to be true," so they
Exactly,
don't
right.
believe that there are
That's very true.
these types of services and
Right.
grants and things like
Right.
that available. And so there's just a point that it's just a
Right.
lack of knowledge.
Right. And the other thing is that we're not taught, I think, how to find this kind of stuff. We're taught in a
No.
capitalist society, we're taught everyone's selling you something. So when you go look for something, everybody's going to kiss your ass until they get your money. Okay. Here, yeah, in the government nonprofit, they don't need your money. They're not going to get your money. So they're not, they're not there to kiss your ass. And so if you're not nice to them, they have no motive to help you. And see what happens, people will call the government, couple government offices, and you get the bureaucratic runaround and get pissed off, and they finally find an office to help them. God damn it, I called government 5 times and didn't help me. You better help me, you lazy, shiftless bureaucrat, and you can't do that.
No, we always need to be nice, even
Right.
though we can get frustrated,
Right.
and obviously dealing with government agencies
Right.
and filling out forms and documents and stuff can be frustrating, but we always have to think of our end result, what we're aiming
Absolutely.
to do. And how would you like somebody who calls your office or your
Right.
work or wherever you're at, and maybe they've talked to 5 other people, not your fault. You don't want to be the one being yelled at because you can't help it. So
Right.
don't do that to
Yeah.
other people, right?
Well,
It's
that's
kind of
what-
that do unto others.
When I
Or
found
treat
out
people
about
how you'd like to be treated.
exactly, and that's what I found about all these programs that I found, that you have no excuse not to do what you want to do in life, because there's so much help out there if you learn how to use it. And that's the most important, besides even those in a regular life, or you have to keep care of your mom, or you got a new roof, and those kinds of things too is in there. But the more is that the help that's out there to help you do what you want to do in life. Because see, if you find out what you want to do in life, you could give the rest of us more of yourself,
Right.
and you could love us harder because you're doing what you want to do instead of just a
Yeah.
little bit to get by, and then you as a human grow more by giving more, and giving more your talent or your love or whatever it is. That's how I think we all grow. And so that's why I always thought myself, that's why you're very interesting to me, because that's what I'm trying to do, is get people to realize they can do what they want to do in life. It's not easy, but it's there and very possible. And at least in this country, we got so much help for that. And who uses it more? The millionaires and billionaires. I mean, when Trump was elected, you look behind him when he was putting his hand on the Bible, 5 billionaire buddies behind him, because they know it's easier to get money from the government than anywhere else. I mean, if they're so infatuated with, capitalism, why don't they go out and earn another $1 billion instead of trying to get it from the government? Yeah.
It's easier to have it given to us than it is to earn it.
Yeah. But the people who can change their life, I mean, that is what was a billionaire, millionaire. They don't need it. That's why I was helping rich people. Oh, they don't even need it. It's not fun.
It's other people, and the starting out, as you said, starting that new business, not only for yourself, but the ripple effects that it has on your family, your friends, and things like that. Like, people really underestimate the ripple effects
Yeah.
of the things that we do individually. When I'm even just being happy, if I'm happy and in a good mood and out, the
absolutely.
ripple effect of that is a lot. Or if I'm in a bad mood and negative and maybe mean to people, there's a ripple effect to that as
Absolutely.
well. And it's not just that one person who it was directed to or something like that.
Right.
Like there are ripple effects to everything.
You bring
And
that
so,
home and you kick the dog.
yeah.
Well,
So it's important that we fulfill ourselves and we're happy, because then we help other people become happy as well.
I call it throwing your own party. You got to throw your own party because nobody's going to throw one for you.
That's right. That's right. Or it won't be done the way you like it or want it to
Exactly
be.
right.
So
So that's why, I mean, to me, every day, dressing like this or whatever, I mean, I dress like this all the time. And I remember when I first had my first child, I said, oh God, I got to worry about college, all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I find myself making different decisions, you know. Oh, this guy, I don't want to work with him. He's an asshole. But, oh, okay. And then I thought, oh no, wait a minute. I'm doing that. I'm miserable all day because I'm not doing what I really want to do. And I come home and take it out on the family, you know. And I want to bring joy at home every night, you know.
right. Right. Well, Matthew, I want to thank you very much for your time today. But before we wrap up and I let you go, where can people find you and your books if they're interested in connecting with you?
No more books. I got a membership. Now we have 15,000 people that help each other get government money and help for that. So that's why I don't have to do as much work. I said, how am I going to grow this? And it grew by accident. Again, I started out one way and it grew by itself somewhere else. That's why you have to just start. And it's letsgohelp.com. And another thing that's surprising to me is people said $20, that's all I charge. I used to charge thousands and thousands, but I wanted to help people. I didn't want to help people who could pay thousands and thousands because they don't need help. So I wanted $20. And everybody told me, oh, you'll never make money. We make so much money, we give out $50,000 every month back to members. Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, that's
fantastic.
a wonderful thing to do. And I never thought, you know, a schmuck like me from a coal mining city could do something like this. I thought you had to be Jeff Bezos or his ex-wife to do something like this. And that.
Well,
that,
we
that's
don't need to. You don't need to
Right,
be. So
exactly.
glad you're helping many people. And I will make sure to have the links to that in the
Great.
show notes so people can easily connect with you and join up with your membership. And I just again want to say thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Sally. You're a sweet lady. Thank you.
Perfect. That was great.
Good. Nice.
That was really good.
So when you're on your next airplane ride?
I don't know yet. I'm in Canada right now visiting some family and friends for a while. I do enjoy being here for the summer. Summer's beautiful here because I'm in the mountains and stuff. So I might stay through the summer, or I do have some friends in the States that I like to visit. So maybe July and August I might go down to I got some friends in Nashville, in Austin, Texas, and a friend that lives in the Lake Ozarks in Missouri. So I might do a little U.S. tour if the government still lets us in.
I'm in D.C. right downtown, and we have an extra apartment if you wanted to stay too. So let us know. Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Yeah, I like to do tours and stuff and visit and connect. So we'll see. But right now, no specific timeline as of right yet. So
it's the way to be. I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow, but I'll do a lot of it.
Yeah. Like whatever happens, if something comes up, I can go, and if not, I stay and enjoy here. So we'll see. But I won't be here after winter.
Right.
That's my deadline. I do have so that's part of that guide.
I see.
It's like we'll see, but I do have a bit of a deadline. I got to be out before winter comes.
Go where the weather suits your clothes.
Yeah. It's got to be warm weather, sunshine for me. That's what I prefer.
Well, thank you again,
but
Sally.
Matthew, I will keep in touch. Okay. I will send you out an email.
Now, I only have about 10 years left, so don't wait too long.
I won't. It won't be that long.
Take care. How do you
All
get
right,
out
well,
of
you take care and enjoy the
Okay.
rest of your day.
Great. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Maybe I'll stay around for a little bit on YouTube, see if we could help some folks. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let me get on YouTube. There we are live. Okay, let's see if there's any questions on YouTube. Why don't I see the chat? Oh, there's the chat. Okay, you need a YouTube channel like Joe Rogan. Well, yeah, 1 million subscribers like Joe. That's good. Love the planet Earth. Wonderful. Tariffs and personal taxes. That's nice. What do you know about quantum computers and how it's currently affecting risk management? Don't know. Let's see, is there anyone in Minnesota that can help me start with find startup fund? Yes, Bruce, if you want to help start startup funds, go to SBA. I talked about this in the video if you're watching. SBA.gov/local assistance. Okay, go to that website, put in your zip code, and you'll find local organizations that help you start a business. And they never charge you money. They'll help you find money or anything you need to start a business. And it's all free. They never charge you any money. They give money or help you find money and anything else you need. Okay, thank you for sharing all the information that you put up, and thank you. I've been watching you since, wow, TV, long time ago. Warning, you have currently been put on a watch list. This takes about 20 hours to complete. Until then, we want you to keep your account inactive to prevent false accusation. Don't know what that is. Who is this? On a watch list. Mookie Pookie, tired of being broke. Oh, well, can't take this anymore. I love your looks. What is this live about? I show people how to use government money programs. Oh, Benny's back. Hi, Benny. Mookie Pookie. In this trans. Please help me. I have, boy, whatever that is. I can't make income for myself because I can't see my laptop. Well, there may be other things you could do. What I would do is, all-knowing, I would go to this website. It's called careeronestop.org. Go to that website, put in your zip code, and make an appointment with a counselor to help you see if there's something you could do without having to look at a website. And they're all free. They even have training money. You could get trained for free to get a job that will suit your disability, okay? And there's a lot, and they'll hook you up probably with the disability programs that have more than that. If someone slapped this guy's ass, he'd run away and call the cops. Okay, I'm doing hardship financial crime. Okay, Jason, what you want to do is go to this website, hud.gov/counseling. Okay, go to that website, put in your zip code, and make an appointment with local HUD counselors, okay? Okay, stop, I hate comment. Please stop. Oh, thank you, Deja. Yeah, there's always trolls around. That's fine. Hardship, financial. Okay, Jason, don't forget to go to that HUD.gov. Someone's left this guy. It's okay to leave. Terrible analogy. Divorce is like selling a business that you no longer productive. My wife's boyfriend has the same suit. Fun time to oh goodness. This dude looks like a fun time. Can I ask a question? Yeah, she can ask a question. I thought this was the guy from Movie Up. Don't know what that is. Hi, hello. Okay, I think I answered whatever was there. Okay. Hope it helps, guys. Thanks again for being there. And that's why if you need something, the service is $20 what I have to help you one-on-one. Let's go help.com.